Jen Melton here, and I'm going to talk to you about BBE, Big Binder Energy. My goal for this video is for you to learn how to collect and organize data so you can later analyze it and present data at different meetings, parent meetings, MTSS RTI meetings, or meetings with your colleagues in administration. Without further ado, here is my binder. It is a 2-inch binder, and I'm going to quickly go through the sections that I have prepared. So I always like to start my binder with a parent note section, and I like one of these dividers with the pockets because sometimes the parent notes are not able to be 3-ring punched in there. My next section is my map data, which I have my class and individual map reports here, so I can always go back and look at percentiles of certain students. My next section is my IEP, English Language Learner, and 504 plans and their list of accommodations and any notes I've gotten from their teachers. And then my next tab is my MTSS and RTI tab. So I keep at the end of a cycle of interventions that I've done with a student. Once I'm finished, I put any of their notes or records in here, and I use something different to collect throughout the week, but once I'm finished, it goes in here, so I can have that available. Then I have a tab for math groups, and I teach a whole group mini lesson, and then I have small group time while students are doing independent work or working on a group task. And my small groups are based on levels. So I have them grouped and I take notes, and those notes at the end of the unit I collect and put in here. And then this next section is in 4th grade, we do math pre-assessments because we have lots of different kinds of units, and sometimes it's hard to really know where our students are at. And because I group them based on their knowledge, I like to use pre-assessments. So I have a tab where I have my pre-assessment data that I've collected. Then I have a tab for math info. In our district, we have essential standards of what students need to progress to the next year, what we need to make sure we focus on and hit. So I have that listed here and some other math information. And then my biggest tab, I'll show you how it's about this thick, and it's currently the end of February. So this is all my guided reading plans and notes that I've taken on students, and sometimes there are things they've written, and that is based on their level. And then I have a tab for running records. So I collect running records throughout the year on certain students, sometimes more than others. This year I have quite a bit because having less students, I have more time to do some running records. And then I have a tab for reading conferences. I try and meet with students a couple times a month to talk about their independent reading and what they, and trying to find a strategy or something that they can work on to push their growth on their independent reading. And then I have a tab for reading info, and it has some things from the district, including a chart that I like to look at about their progress, where they should be below, above, or on grade level for their reading level. And then I have, our district has how many times we should meet and conference with students and how many times we should do writing records. So I have this chart here. My last tab is for writing conferences, and I have, I keep this in a separate place until I'm finished with the unit. When I'm finished with the writing unit up at that time, then I put all of the writing conferences, because I meet with several students, probably about 4 students a day at least. So I put all of the conference notes in here. So those are the sections that I use to organize my data in my data notebook. And you might find that you need different sections or take out sections. You need to find what works best for you. But I do find that having everything all in one place in one convenient binder that you can just grab and pull for a meeting is so helpful, and it makes you seem more credible, and people take you more seriously when you have all the things gathered and collected and ready to go to share about your students. So this way I can go back, and anytime I have something that I need to talk about for a student and their data, where they are at currently, where they have been, what I have taught, what has worked, what hasn't worked, I can always go back and look at my binder, and it will be right there, everything I need. And it's one of my favorite things is at the end of a unit or the end of a guided reading group book to hole punch it and put it in this binder. It feels really accomplishing. So I hope this video has helped you get started on how you can plan and organize to collect data in your classroom.